watching Numbskull News, and today I want to address Big 12 hate. Now, I covered some of this on my last video, but it was a 30-minute freaking video, a big epic rant about a bunch of crap, and it was kind of at the tail end. And I know most people are only watching my videos for roughly between 5, 6, 7 minutes. So let me go ahead and devote an entire video to that topic. Big 12 hate. I've seen it in my comments. I've seen it in comments of other channels like Outlaw of College Football, Kuz's Corner, other people who talk about, everything in college football, but, Big 12 stuff too. Seen it in Peek Around the Corner. Now, what it is, what I've identified it as, these are former Pac-12 fans. These are current ACC fans that are jealous as shit. I mean, how dare the Big 12 survive and thrive when, the Pac-12 falls on its face, when the ACC is staring down the barrel of the gun, the realignment gun. I mean, that's the problem, right? Because you got to think about how these people saw their own conferences. I'm talking about the prestige and the pride that these conferences have had for themselves, looking down at everybody else. And what did the Pac-12 find out? Well, you're not actually that prestigious. You don't actually make that much of a shit when it comes to college sports. I'm sorry. But your prestige left you once USC and UCLA left. Now, same thing holds true for the ACC. They're staring down the barrel of the gun, like I said. Florida State is in court. Clemson is in court. They're going to get out. And y'all don't want to face the reality of what's going to happen to you. Even though you have the example of the Pac-12, instead, you're going to say the same BS, the exact same crap that I heard from all these Pac-12 people. We're going to survive. We're going to take your teams. We're going to get our own media deal. And we're going to blah, 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 blah. Folks, you're going to lose more than just 2 schools. And you're going to lose them to the Big 12. Because we are stable. You are not. That's why you're pissed. That's why you're pissed. There's nothing you can say that is factual at all about the ACC surviving. Just like there was nothing factual, no amount of BS that Canzano or Wilner can throw out there and try to convince everybody that the Pac-12 is fine, nothing to see here. It reminds me of the movie The Naked Gun, where Frank Drebin is standing out in front of a warehouse that's full of fireworks. It's on fire, and there's it's like the world's biggest firework display behind him. No, nothing to see here. Go home, nothing to see. That's both of those conferences. And look, you had your chance to actually kill the Big 12. You didn't do it because y'all were too arrogant. Your conferences were too arrogant to do it. Now, the Pac-12, it was mostly because the USC didn't want that. Even though after we got the 4 expansion teams in, your Houston, UCF, BYU, Cincinnati, after that happened, then they decided to go ahead and leave. After y'all were already screwed. And Oregon and Washington was just biding their time. They were never going to stay once USC left. They were never going to stay. They always had their eyes on the Big Ten, and I'll be damned, it didn't happen. And once they were gone, that's it. Well, let's not forget though, Colorado did leave before Oregon and Washington to the Big 12. Because they knew the writing was on the wall. They knew those teams were gone. They weren't going to stay. I mean, 2-3 year deal maybe with Apple? Are they going to really do that? No. They know eventually, whether it was it was going to happen when it did, or a couple of years down the road, Oregon and Washington would be gone. And they didn't want to, Oregon and Washington didn't want to be in that conference. That's instability. When your biggest brands don't want to be there, you got a big freaking problem. A monster freaking problem. So it all boils down to that the Big 12 had the audacity to survive. And a lot of it was just luck with the timing and everything, how the market was playing out. Just luck. It's almost like a Forrest Gump kind of thing. And now we have Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. We're doing fine. No, do we make the money that, the SEC or the Big Ten make? No. Are we ever going to make that money? No. No one's claiming it. I've never claimed that. Now I know there's maybe a few morons, on X. They're saying, oh yeah, we're equal with the Big Ten and SEC. Well, we're not. We're not. So don't try to come at me with that crap, because I've never said that. I never said we would catch them. I said you can close the distance a little bit, money-wise. But that's it. All the haters out there, all the trolls, all the dipshits, all right, you can kiss this Big 12 fan's ass. It's not our fault that ESPN, nor Fox, or anyone else, any of those linear partners want to do any business with the Pac-12. And it's not our fault that Amazon didn't want to do business with you. That only Apple, and it's what I said months before it happened, only Apple wanted to do a deal. And it wasn't even for guaranteed money. It was based on subscriber count. And I'm sorry, ACC fans. Because look, I'm a TCU fan, but I'm also a big-time Big 12 fan. That exists in every conference. So even if it's a UNC fan, NC State fan, Pitt fan, whatever, there's a lot of those people that are also huge ACC fans, and they've gotten used to seeing their conference in a certain light. And over the years, they look at the Big 12. Well, hell, you lost Missouri, you lost Colorado, you lost Nebraska, you lost A&M, and now finally you lose Texas and Oklahoma. How are you guys getting another media deal for more money? Like I said, it's kind of the Forrest Gump effect. The Pac thought they were worth more, and they weren't. They weren't. As successful as Oregon and Washington are as brands, they're not blue bloods. They're not. And the media partners said, you know what? This is what you're worth. This is all you're going to get. They said no. We said yes. That's it. The secret sauce to the Big 12 is we don't have a bunch of narcissistic ass college brands here. We don't. Maybe Utah a little bit. Maybe Arizona State a little bit. But the fans aren't really that bad. By and large, the schools in the Big 12, they're blue-collar schools. All right? They don't look at themselves as some prestigious freaking thing. Oh, look at me with the light behind me as if from heaven. We don't have those attitudes here in the Big 12. We just don't. We're self-aware. The people leading the conference, Brett Yormark, the presidents, the ADs, they're self-aware. They know what we are. They're like, hey, we just lost Texas and Oklahoma, and we can get $31.7 million a year for the remaining schools, including 4G5s with BYU. I think we need to take that and be grateful. And we did. We did. We played the game the right way. The ACC, look, I don't blame the ACC for signing the deals that they've signed before, to what they thought was 2036. I almost don't blame them. I'm not saying there wasn't some bad media crap going on with the last commissioner and all that, but for the most part, the last media deal they did was kind of par for the course. It's how all these conference media deals were going. They didn't see the market going where it did. They didn't see that the SEC and the Big Ten were about to sign monstrous freaking deals that was going to blow everything out of the water. They didn't see that coming. They didn't see it happening. Maybe there were steps. Maybe they could have found somebody like an Endeavor or somebody, a good company that could show, like, hey, this could go this way. Maybe a shorter media rights deal would be better for you. But really, I think they just kind of got caught in the middle of upheaval, market upheaval. You know, a lot of people want to blame Phillips. A lot of people want to blame a lot of people. We want to blame Notre Dame. We want to blame this and blame that. They're trying like hell to do everything they can to survive as a conference. I don't blame them. You know, I don't. That's their job, right? I don't have any hate for the ACC for that. Really, I don't have any hate for the ACC, period. None. Y'all are the prestigious academic freaking conference around here that thinks you're better than everybody. Thinks you're better than the Big 12. Well, you're about to be shown just how much better you are. You're not. Without Florida State and without Clemson, I'm sorry, you're screwed. You're screwed. Don't be pissed at the Big 12. Don't hate the Big 12 for it. We're just a bunch of blue-collar schools here. We ain't got no power. We ain't got no stroke in anything. Nothing. All right? The only thing that we have going for ourselves is we have a really nice set of schools that individually are decent brands put together, football-wise, with Parity. Oh, that's an entertaining conference. Basketball-wise, oh, we got some brands for you. We're a powerhouse in basketball. Like I said, football, though, the driver of everything, we're what you need to be. You need, especially going into the future, into the streaming future, you need to be entertaining. Well, what you're going to find out is that as the years go on, parity is going to become monstrously important. That's how the NFL is the number one league. It's not because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. It isn't because the Dallas Cowboys are there. It's not because the Patriots went on a run. It's not because the Chiefs are going on a run now. It's not because we got the Steelers. It's not because we have the 49ers. It's not because of the Green Bay Packers. It's because of parity. Any year, any team can go from worst to first every year. Every single division within the NFL, any team can win any given year. And you get into the playoffs, any team can go on a run. Remember, Joe freaking Flacco went on a run with the Baltimore Ravens. Was not supposed to happen, guys. Joe Flacco, they didn't want to pay Joe. And all of a sudden, boom, went on a run and won a damn Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. And then he gets paid. 3 years later, he's off the team. Why? Because he sucks. But anybody can go on a run. That's parity. The power of parity. That's the brand value of the Big 12. Anybody can win this bitch. That doesn't exist in the SEC. Not just anybody can win. Everyone's talking about Ole Miss. Everyone's talking about Ole Miss. Let me see them win the SEC. Then you can talk about Ole Miss. Until then, ain't buying it. Let's talk about Vanderbilt. Oh, coach is on the hot seat. It's Vanderbilt. Like they have a shot in hell of ever winning the SEC. Why is there any pressure on the coach of Vanderbilt? I understand if it was baseball, there's some pressure there, obviously. But football, Vanderbilt, what the hell are you doing? No, there's no hot seat. It should never be a hot seat for the head coach of Vanderbilt. Stupid. I mean, we're going to have a hot seat for the UConn coach? Come on. But if you look at the Big Ten, is Purdue ever winning the Big Ten? Is Rutgers ever? And I know I've heard from Rutgers fans. They're obviously proud and very proud of their school, their accomplishments and all that. But let's be realistic. You're not winning the Big Ten. It's not happening. Northwestern, give it up. Indiana, Illinois. You're not winning that conference. You can't out-recruit the big dogs in your conference. You're not winning that conference. No. Simple as that. The best you can hope for is that enough schools have down years where you could sneak into the conference title game. And then Michigan or Ohio State or Oregon or USC hands your ass to you. Hey, get your pat on the back. See you next year. See you next year, fella. Would have been nice to win that conference. Nice try. All right. I've seen UNC. I've seen them in an ACC title game, and I saw them get their ass whooped. No, the Big 12 secret sauce is going to be parity. Not individual brands, but the entirety of the brand of the Big 12. That's our path. And I know everyone's looking, well, you got no big ass brands. No, we don't. All of ours left. They left. We got the next level down blue collar type of schools. That's what we have. And it's fine. It's good. There's good ratings. There's good matchups inside the Big 12. And as you see it year after year after year, one year it may be Iowa State's year. One year it may be Texas Tech's year. One year soon it may be UCF's year. Any given year could be somebody's year. And you watch in 2024. Because last year, at the end of the year, there was what? 5, 6, 7 schools with a shot at getting to that conference title game. There's at least going to be 6 or 7 this year, maybe more. You look at the last 3, 4 weeks of the season, there's going to be a ton of teams with a shot. A ton of teams with a shot of winning this conference. You're not going to see that in any other conference. You may see maybe 3 teams. 3, 4 in a banner year for the Big Ten. A banner year for the SEC. You may see as many as 4 teams vying for that conference title slot. But in the Big 12, we're talking 6, 7, even 8. Even half the damn conference can be in it. All the way to the last quarter of the damn season. That is immensely important for the Big 12. And I'm sorry that the ACC is facing extinction. That you're facing G5 status. You're facing a packed future. But that's what you're facing. Stop pointing your damn finger at Big 12 people. It's not our fault. You suck. Okay? It's really not our fault. It's the way the things went down. It's the arrogance of the conference itself that wasn't looking at a future. Oh, our big dogs will never leave. Of course, Texas and OU left the Big 12, right? What, right? Because the Big 12 sucks, right? Oh, of course, USC and UCLA left. Well, at that moment, you should have known. And I think a lot of people did. But look what you backfilled with. Stanford, Cal, SMU. Y'all screwed the pooch. You screwed the pooch big time. Could have had West Virginia. Could have had Kansas. Everyone's been talking, Kansas. Could have had Kansas. They would have went to the ACC once Texas and OU left. Oh, but We're closed for business right now, is what you said. Well, Big 12's very open for business. They've been open for business since Brett Yormark got in here. And you're going to find out just how true a lot of the things that I've been saying are, and a lot of other people have been saying are, that the ACC is going down. All right, we've seen it once with another conference that's damn near as prestigious as the ACC. And you're going to see it again. Maybe you get tired of hearing that. Maybe you get tired of hearing the truth. You get tired of that. Oh, I don't want to hear it. It's not good, man. Well, tough shit. Tough shit. You don't have to subscribe to my channel. You are free to fuck off as much as you want. But it's the truth of what's going down. So you could take that hate for the Big 12, which is ridiculous anyway. The perception of the Big 12's never been great. It's never been all that good. A lot of that, to me, was the fault of Texas and OU, kind of pushing everybody else out the door. Nebraska, Missouri, Colorado, A&M. If they had played cool and tried to treat everybody else as equals, wouldn't have been a problem. But that's not what they do. So, like I said, don't blame us for your circumstance. We didn't put you there. We didn't put you there. All right? The market, the way things are going in the business of college sports, that's what put you there. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. Only Florida State and only Clemson for the last God knows how long have been actual title contenders. Actual ratings drivers. They're the two. It's not UNC. It's not Virginia. It's not anybody else. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, Miami at one time was that. They haven't been that in a long time. But it's the world you're in. All right? It's the fix you find yourself in. It's not because of the Big 12. We did nothing to you. We're just sitting back, chilling. Sure, our Big 12 channels, Big 12 fans like me, are we pumped up about the Big 12 and its possible future? Yeah. And every time I hear a bunch of negative shit about the Big 12, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? We're not even supposed to be here. We're supposed to be dead. We've been supposed to be dead forever. But here we are 16 strong. Suck on it. Suck on it. Like your life depends on it. Suck on it. We're alive. We're stable. We're not going anywhere. No matter what you say, no matter what bullshit you want to come up with, I could drill holes in every bit of it. And I got a whole nother video that I just did addressing all of that. And I'll put a link somewhere around here, wherever, and you can watch that shit for yourself. Anyway, it's all I got. I'll be back with some other crap later. Bye.